Welcome, one and all. I don't know if anyone else is as excited as I am. The calendar now says March. That means we are getting closer to the end of winter. It means we're closer to March Madness, but more specifically and more immediately, we are closer to Conference Championship Week. Oh, that's right. I can't wait. But we're not going there right now because college basketball is it's a killer. No one listens. So where we need to start is there seems to be a pandemic going on, an epidemic going on. And I'm not talking about coronavirus. I'm talking about everyone popping kids out here. What the hell is going on? I don't know. I mean, Bogey, of all people. Shocking we lost him to the fight. So Bogey's no longer with the No-Kid Committee. But also, Matthew Stafford can't stop having kids. He going for number 4. But I got to thinking about this weekend with all the fertile news, both at 97.1 The Ticket and within our local community. My question was the following. What is the optimal number of kids before you lose your mind, your sanity, your bank account, and any sense of personal freedom? Like, I saw a friend who was perfectly happy with 2, tempted fate, has 3, lost cabin pressure. I got a buddy who has 4 who simply gave up on living in his own life years ago. I got friends with 0 perfectly happy. I got friends with 1 miserable. Listen, it's all over the board here. But here's my question with the Stafford one in specific. You cannot sell me having 4 kids is a good time. Can't do it. Can't do it. I was at the airport a couple of weeks ago, headed to vacation, and there was a family with 3. And just watching their attempt to get on an airplane without causing an incident caused such an amount of anxiety to me, I ordered a drink. Like, their attempt at vacationing, their attempt at relaxing made me want to get off the plane. And that's 3. How do you have 4? I mean, David, you got 2. Your wife wants a 3rd. You don't. It's okay to say.
No, we'll see what happens. We will.
Oh, no.
I think 4 is the right.
You 2 now?
Yeah. Me too, yes. I'm thinking about it.
David, at what point do you consider money?
Well,
How you going to afford a 3rd?
I'm all set. Working here, I'm great.
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
No, I think
right.
I would consider 4, actually. I've completely changed my mind. I would consider 4 maybe. I think that's the optimal number.
I just want to ask the people. This is very simple. With Bogey announcing he's going to be a daddy, God help everybody. With Stafford, Kelly Stafford announcing they're having their 4th. Like, is there a parent willing to come on the air and admit they had 1 too many kids? Like, is anyone willing to just say it? Like, you had 2. You had a 3rd, except it was twins, and now you're stuck with 4. There's no way. Like, you can lie to me on the radio, but when you go to bed at night, you can't lie to yourself. I am fascinated by it. I don't know how you have 4 children. I don't. I don't even know how that is even remotely relaxing. It sounds awful. Awful. Now, Bogey's going to go from 0 to 1. Sounds awful enough. But then you go from like 1 to 2, you're still playing man-to-man defense. You go for 3, it's straight zone. It's zone D. You're dead. And I'm not going to tell you who, but I got a buddy who's completely lost cabin pressure with a 3rd.
See, but that's why you need 4. Because you don't want to play zone defense. You need to continue with the man-to-man.
Dude, that's a 5-on-3 power play. You can't do that. It's a 2-man advantage.
No, see, here's why I'm thinking 4 is great. Because I already have 2, right? So if I decide I have a 3rd one, well, they're kind of like 7 and 9 now. I kind of need the other one to have someone that's right next to them. So 4, to me, would be perfect.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's a buddy system, exactly.
Yeah, but David, think about the financial aspect here. You're going to work till you die because these kids are leeches these days. They're all millennial leeches. They're all soft. They're all, you know what, Dave? You know what's going to happen? Your kids are going to go to college. They're going to come back and live with you. They're going to leech off mommy and daddy until they're 28. I don't know how you watch sports. I don't know how you live.
I think most people want 2 or 3 kids.
That's
2
right.
or 3 kids. Get it? No, I had to. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
And I do
Thanks
want
for that, Mike.
I want 2 or 3 kids. No, I think 3 is the optimal number when I think about it. You know,
Wait,
one day when I have kids, I would want 3.
But you don't want kids.
Eventually, I would. I get bored.
Whoa, we have breaking news then.
Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon.
Wait a minute. Is this the season of love?
Not for me. No,
But,
nothing planned at least. No.
Bogey is so fertile. He's having a child. Stafford can't stop having kids.
Yeah,
We've
right.
got like Midwestern Phillip Rivers. Do you want to announce something?
5-6 years away at least. Yeah. When I'm 32, that'd be great. Right now, I'm 26. No way. Not anytime soon. But when I want 3.
You want to save your hair first to lose your sanity.
Yeah, I
later.
got other stuff to do first
right.
before kids. But I think 3, Mike, because here's what you do. You have a boy, then you have a girl, then you have another boy. So you get your 2 boys, you have a girl, she's in the middle, and then she has an older brother to protect her.
That's not how that works, though.
But that would be the perfect situation.
But like, look at Stafford. Stafford's outnumbered.
No, if he has another girl too.
He's already at a 4-1 deficit with his wife and 3 daughters. If this last one's not a boy, I honestly, I'd move to Mexico.
I cannot imagine.
I'd run away.
Having 4 girls.
But I always think about this. What is that optimal number where you began losing your sanity? Our callers are very fertile people. You know how many times we've messed around, joking around with David about kids and how his wife wants another and he doesn't? We got guys calling up, I got 7 kids. I'm going, what? Now, hold on. Here's the other thing. This is what I don't get. Stafford has FU money. I mean FU money. He can do whatever he wants.
Sure.
They could hire a night nurse for every kid. They could have a personal assistant by day. They could do whatever they want to do. So technically, you don't even have to wake up and parent if you don't want to. I'm not advertising that. I'm just saying if they chose. I'm talking about the average person. Even if you make good money, real good money, 4 kids? 4 kids? I'll tell you what you've done.
$250,000 by the time you're 18.
And I think that's low. Because then you have to factor in what's the price of your sanity?
Time versus money.
What's the price of all the things you didn't get to do? The answer is it's priceless. You are essentially bankrupt when you have 4 kids. You're bankrupt. Because, I mean, like, I talked with somebody last week. I don't want to say their name. No, it's not TJ. Relax. But I talked to somebody last week, and they said it. They got back from a trip to Disney with their kids. They actually hated it. You know, it was nice making the kids happy, but, like, I hated every moment of the actual trip. It's awful. Traveling with children, the park, the price gouging.
The airline.
It's awful. And I'm like,
but that right there.
What do you want me to say? You did it. What do you want from me?
But even on a lesser scale, on a more micro level, think about when you start having more kids, 2, 3, 4 kids. You know what else changes? The size of the vehicle, the cars that you're driving around. Because
you're right. Stafford can't do an F-150 ad anymore. He's got to go Astro
you
van.
have to have an SUV or a minivan or something, and then not to mention the kids' friends that you're driving around too. Eventually, that would change too.
But think about it. How do you relax? How do you ever just have a quiet moment outside of when you're on the toilet? I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just emotionally broken. Maybe there's something wrong with me. If you had 1, you could work your way around it. 2, you're at the outer limits.
No, that's not the outer limits.
It's the outer limits. When you have 2 of 4 people in the house that don't know how to poop at the appropriate room, you've lost cabin pressure.
No, see, what happened to the old days? What happened to the 30s and the 40s?
I know the answer. People got smart.
I mean, when people had 13, 14 kids, what happened to that?
Idiots. That's
they had
what
no
are.
problem doing that. Why can't we?
I talked to Powers about it. His wife's grandparents had 13 kids.
Yeah, same here. My great-grandparents, same thing.
David, if you had 13 children today, you'd be living on the street unless you turned the 13 kids into a traveling circus.
You know what? I'm having a meeting with my wife tonight. We're going to start on having 13. We need 11 more kids. Let's go.
I don't think this is a good idea. You can't afford it.
But
Straight up, you can't afford it. I don't know how people afford 4 kids. I don't care what kind of money you're making. These kids are not cheap.
you can't. If you have one, you can't just have one kid. If you have one, you can't just have one.
Why?
You have to have another.
Why?
But then you have 2. And then everyone has 2. That's like the normal. Everyone has 2. So that's why 3 is the best number. Because, Mike, if you have one kid, you got to give the kid a sibling. You don't want the kid to be an only child.
Why? Most siblings don't like each other.
Well, that's part of growing up.
Oh, I tell you. 248-539-9797. We got Bogey having a kid. We got Stafford having a 4th. I wanted to see if people would be willing to be honest and tell me this optimal number of kids. I think there are people like me, the optimal is 0. My wife and I have made a choice that we don't want kids. We're happy. I don't know. I tell you what.
People are saying 0, too.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I got a buddy who's got 2 kids. He tries to tell me how happy he is. He came by to watch the MSU Maryland game on Saturday night. Guy passed out 5 minutes into the game. And I'm sitting there with a buddy who's passed out for 45 minutes. Yeah, the 2 kids, ooh, that's a good advertisement.
Great game for Sparty, by the way.
That was